Did YoungBoy take shots at you on Know Like I Know?
Yeah.
When you heard that, what'd you think?
It was funny to me. I feel like it's not serious when it hit the net. It's just entertainment to me.
Yeah.
It was entertaining. Good song.
Around that same time, you got into it with someone at the airport?
Yeah. Rental car place.
Are you seeing sort of a pattern at this point of just fighting people in public?
It just come to me, man. I look forward at one time. The time I did look forward, it was at the beach. Other times I was just protecting myself. He really came to me and jumped at me. That's really why I swung. I wasn't even gonna swing on him. I was gonna keep walking and try to go on by my day because my family was all the way at the other end.
Did you have security with you that day?
Nah, they was landing a little later. So like we was on two different planes and I landed first. He was talking, I hit him in the mouth. His mouth was kind of swole out of the fact. He claimed he punched me and I fell, but I didn't.
He claimed he knocked you out.
Yeah, I didn't fall. Didn't fall off a punch. I feel like he got what he deserved and I just kept it pushing. But after that, I vowed myself, I was like, bro, if I keep becoming a slave to a person's words, I'm a slave to him. You know what I mean? I keep doing. Yeah, so like, you just gotta move differently. Move a different way.
That thing was not for me. That was I wanted to do that for Reggie. I want to see that for me too, but seeing Reggie there happy, that shit looks so fire, bro. I'm just so happy for Reggie. Like, Reggie really got to go see that concert.
He gave me an NBA chain, and I'm in Houston. He said, hey, say, gangster. He said, you know what that chain come with? I said, what that mean? He was like, hey, say, that chain come with murder, you hear me? He was like, you gotta understand, like, if you gonna fuck with me, what if you gonna do a show, you hear me? And when you get on that bus, somebody follow you and shoot that shit up. Now my beef is your beef. And I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? You feel me? So I'm like, so this chain like you feel me? I'm just like, damn, like, I'm just coming to make beats.
What's going on with Kai, man? I see he's saying NBA YoungBoy took his bra.
Yeah, I don't know if that's fake news or not. It's like hard to tell these days because the fake news is almost louder than the real news.
I don't think, I think YoungBoy his girl. He just had his 27th kid.
I hope that's true. That would be amazing.
I mean, if I was Kai, shit, should he be honored that YoungBoy was his girl while he was too?
No, because that was like the love of his life. Like they were like real serious boyfriend and girlfriend. I don't know exactly how.
And it's bad timing because he's been going through this mental trip.
When you're young, if you hit a lick, like becoming one of the world's most popular streamers, then you need to just basically run that program until the money slows up, right?
Slows up.
You can make generational wealth over the next couple years and then not do shit for the rest of your life and be good. If you can make 50 or 100 million and then just chill, you are good and you can sit on a beach for the rest of your life. The thing with Kai is that like he's taken the streaming thing as far as it could possibly go.
How old you is?
26.
If you was born 10 years ago, how old are you right now?
If I was born 10 years ago, I was like...
You was born 10 years ago.
I'd be 16.
16?
I'd be 16 if I was born 10 years ago.
If you was born 10 years ago, you'd be 16 years old. Yeah, you're right. That's correct.
You gonna see a gun in his video, right? You go to the next one, he got a gun in his video, right? Man, you gotta dig a little deeper sometimes, bro. All right, now look at his mama. His mama ain't no gangster, so how the f is he a gangster? That shit don't be adding up, bro.
Don't try to sit on.
Don't try it on. It's our entertainment.
What if I told you one awkward live stream cracked open a conflict that's been simmering for years? No dramatic edits, no subtitles guiding your emotions, just raw audio, tense vibes, and one line that made the entire hip-hop internet pause. Because when 4KT got casually brushed off during that live, it didn't feel like a joke, it didn't feel like trolling, and it definitely didn't feel random. What came next was a flood of viral clips, quick apologies, quiet warnings, and rumors so intense they blurred the line between content and real-life consequences. The more you look into it, the clearer it gets. This was never just about a live stream. This was about loyalty, affiliations, pressure from bigger forces, and a rivalry that refuses to fade. And once you see the full picture, that short moment lands very differently. At first glance, the stream looked normal. No flashy setup, no production tricks, just a rapper fresh home, hopping online, chopping it up, reconnecting with fans who waited years to see him back. The vibe was celebratory, the comments were flying. Thousands tapped in to welcome home someone who had just finished serious time and came back standing tall. That alone gave the stream weight, but then the mood shifted. 3 letters started flooding the chat repeatedly. 4KT, 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 and instead of responding as people expected, the reaction was icy, almost dismissive, like those letters meant nothing. He kept asking the same thing, who, over and over, and instantly the internet lit up, memes everywhere, clips reposted, think pieces dropping. But the people who paid close attention caught something else. The tone wasn't playful, it wasn't banter. It felt like someone unknowingly stepped into something deeper. That's when it stopped being funny. To really understand why that moment carried weight, you have to look at who was on that stream. Pooh Shiesty wasn't just another artist going live for engagement. He was fresh home from federal prison, only months removed from serving a multi-year sentence. He did his time and maintained his name in the conversation the entire time. The hype wasn't just because he logged on, it was because he came home with his respect intact. And when someone returns like that, every word hits harder, especially when it touches affiliations. So when the chat kept pushing 4KT, that wasn't random trolling, that was a temperature check. People wanted to see where he stood now that he was back outside, and his response gave them clarity. But the real shift happened seconds later when another voice joined. That's when Rocky stepped in. Up until that point, the stream felt tense but manageable. Then Rocky casually said, "I'm 4K Dre," and the air changed. No laughter, no smooth recovery, just a pause. The energy dropped. Then the call ended abruptly. That clip spread like wildfire. Within hours, timelines were flooded. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, everybody had a breakdown. People replayed those few seconds like investigators reviewing footage. Every pause analyzed, every facial expression dissected. Because that no longer felt like content. It felt like someone accidentally brushing up against a real-life situation they didn't fully grasp. And here's the part people miss. That tension didn't start on live. It didn't begin with that moment. It dates back years. To understand why those 3 letters carry weight, you have to rewind to late 2020. Before that, friction between certain camps mostly lived online. Subliminal bars, Instagram lives, competitive energy. The usual back and forth often cools off. But then, King Von was killed, and that moment shifted everything. What had been internet tension became personal and permanent. Alliances solidified, sides became clear. NBA YoungBoy publicly supported Quando Rondo. Lil Durk stood firmly with Von. Once those lines were drawn, there was no middle ground. And ever since then, every interaction, every mention, every symbol carries history behind it.
The music reacted almost immediately. Tracks dropped with zero subtlety. Bars crossed lines that could never be uncrossed. Names weren't always said outright, but everyone knew exactly who was being referenced. YoungBoy released songs that fans interpreted as direct disrespect. Durk fired back with his own records. Billboards started appearing in places they had no business being. What used to be competition quickly turned into provocation. And when music starts feeling more like messages than art, people get tense, because history has shown that when rap beef stops being metaphorical, real-world consequences follow. This time, the consequences weren't just rumors, they were federal. By 2024, the escalation was undeniable. Prosecutors dropped allegations that shook the industry. It was clear that this wasn't rap drama anymore. It was organized activity behind the scenes. Words like enterprise began appearing in legal paperwork. Multiple people faced indictments. Alleged coordination across states, flights, weapons, strategic planning. This was structure, not chaos. Bail was denied. Court dates kept shifting. The case grew heavier with each update. Suddenly, one of hip-hop's biggest names was in a situation that wouldn't end with a slap on the wrist. This is the context most viewers completely missed when watching that live stream. So when Pooh Shiesty publicly showed loyalty, it wasn't symbolic, it was risky. Shiesty wasn't just picking a side emotionally, he was picking a side legally. His past was already complicated. His record wasn't clean. His freedom came with conditions, supervision, and almost no room for error. One wrong move, one bad association, one incident prosecutors could twist, and yet he didn't hesitate. He doubled down. Shiesty's story didn't start with fame. He grew up in South Memphis, surrounded by the same pressures and violence that ended many careers before they started. Music wasn't a dream at first, it was survival. When his sound finally broke through, it was raw, unmistakable, and unpolished, just Memphis energy. By 2020, he was everywhere, signing deals, dropping hits, racking up numbers fast. Then everything paused. Federal charges, courtrooms, prison. For most artists, that's the end. But for Shiesty, something different happened. Even while he was gone, his name stayed alive. Affiliates kept shouting him out. Fans didn't forget. When he finally returned home, the anticipation was real. That's why that live stream mattered. This was his reintroduction, and he made it clear he wasn't coming back to stay neutral. Once the clip went viral, backlash hit immediately. King Von's sister spoke out, calling the moment disrespectful and unnecessary. And when she speaks, people listen, not for clout, but because her brother's death is the foundation of this entire conflict. Rakai found himself apologizing publicly, not once, but multiple times. First for the awkward moment, then for not understanding the weight behind those letters. But apologies don't undo history. YoungBoy noticed. He didn't go loud, he didn't need to. Subtle comments, live streams of his own, warnings about antics and strategic rage baiting. The message was clear. He saw everything, and so did his affiliates. Music responded again. More aggressive visuals, more violent imagery, lines that made fans squirm instead of just vibe.
Even artists respected on both sides admitted there's no staying neutral anymore. Once blood was spilled, mediation wasn't an option. And in the middle of it all, rumors started flying. Claims of footage, alleged attempts, stories moving faster than facts. Let's slow down here. There is no verified footage showing Pooh Shiesty's affiliates trying to target NBA YoungBoy. What exists is speculation. Clickbait thumbnails, unconfirmed claims, creators recycling rumors without proof. But here's why people believed it so quickly. The violence tied to this beef is real. Prosecutors are already alleging multiple incidents connected to it. Confidential informants, mapped connections, patterns forming. Once a conflict crosses from music into courtrooms, people stop giving the benefit of the doubt. That's why even fake clips feel plausible, not because they're real, but because they're believable now. This is what makes the whole situation so volatile. Social media turns tension into content. Algorithms reward outrage. Creators chase clicks with zero thought for consequences. Meanwhile, the people actually involved can't log off. They live it every day. Pooh Shiesty even admitted it himself later, talking about growth, reflection, learning inside, realizing what actually matters. His words were grounded, mature, and honest, but his actions? Still aggressive, still dismissive, still publicly loyal in a war that's already cost too much. And that contradiction is what keeps people watching. This isn't just about Shiesty, it's about what hip-hop has become in the streaming era, where loyalty is tested live, beef never cools off, and clicks travel faster than consequences. That live stream moment didn't reveal something new, it revealed something that's been there the whole time. And that's why this story is far from over, not even close. In a world where federal cases are building, where affiliations carry real weight, and where a single line can shift an entire narrative, being unstoppable isn't a flex, it's a prayer. Stay sharp, stay aware, keep watching. This war, it's far from finished.